Hello, this is Arcade Zeus, and today I will be reviewing The Tomorrow War. In The Tomorrow War, a group of aliens are destroying the Earth 30 years in the future, and humanity has no choice but to send humans from the past into the future to fight them off. From the moment the main plot of the future was revealed, I was immediately hooked, and the movie kept that hook going every step of the way, up until it ended. I could not be more satisfied with the main plot of the feature, except that it involves time travel, and while the movie does try to explain how it works, it only accomplishes this task to an extent. I'm not going to spoil the ending for you, but it does fall into the paradox trap of erasing the future because of something that was done in the past, without providing any further explanation as to how it could possibly make sense. It is also very distracting that the movie is under a constant threat of creating a paradox. So while it comes as no surprise when it does create one, it is still a disappointment. Though not too big of one, as I can't think of a single time-traveling movie that quote-unquote fails to create one. The plot was so front and center that it almost overshadowed the writing, though that part of the film was still very well executed on its own. The acting was also very well done, and while there are a few moments where the actors don't seem to be giving it their all, those moments don't come very often, and instead you are mainly given performances with enough effort to keep your attention. The characters are also just as engaging as the story itself. Chris Pratt plays our lead character Dan Forrester, a biology teacher who's drafted into the war for his experience in the military. Interestingly enough, Chris is such a recognizable name at this point that his performance as Dan can be a little distracting at times, simply because it's him playing the role, but that doesn't happen too often. When transported into the future, Dan teams up with his now adult daughter Murray Forrester, played by Yvonne Strahovski, and the two team up to help save the world. There is also a relationship dynamic between the two, and it turns into a very creative subplot. By the way, we do see the daughter in the past as a kid, but she doesn't play a very big role there. Other supporting characters include J.K. Simmons as Dan's father, who is also a Vietnam veteran, Betty Gilpin as Dan's wife, who plays a minor role partway through the feature, and Sam Richardson and Evan Hodge as two of Dan's fellow draftees who help him along his journey, the latter of whom is a cancer patient who is choosing to die for his planet instead of living out the rest of his short life in peace and comfort. While done better in other movies, the cinematography and visual effects are done beautifully, so much so that I feel fully invested into the worlds of the feature because of it. The musical score, while not very noticeable most of the time, does help enhance the feature even more by providing a realistically intense soundtrack, though not one as powerful as other aspects of the film. Overall, The Tomorrow War is a surprisingly intense sci-fi flick that will definitely keep you on your toes while you are watching. I personally recommend this movie to anyone who is a fan of action, sci-fi, or both, as they are the groups of people who would enjoy this movie the most. Anyone else who thinks they can handle the future should also join in for the wild ride, as this movie contains enough substance for anyone willing to watch. Anyways, this has been Arcade Zeus, and here's hoping that Fear Street Part 1 will continue the good action.